Tier 53, capturing purification plant, blue team. We have Lazy as a force command of regular offense, fights in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. Looks like this is the Lunar Wolves Heresy era elite scheme, recolored black. Alongside here, Marky is a Lictor Alpha, melee specialist that can infiltrate and disrupt with some awesome offense and a bit of support too. And rounding off this blue team, it's Vrohk as a Farseer support commander that fights in melee combat with some powerful buffs, debuffs and control abilities too. Looks like she's over on the east side up against Undeath Ascendant as a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support, fights in melee combat, begins with a refractor field, can also shoot his own fellas in the head to make them fight harder. More Imperial Guard here, panzerbatallion is a Lord General, fights range combat, begins with a retinue of stormtroopers to help him out, really strong defense and support capabilities and a powerful mustache. Rounded off the team here, Villain is an Ordo Malleus brother captain, durable commander, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed, powerful offense, disruption and support, fighting in melee combat, floating ammo crate over there, warp trickery already. Brother captain's on the west side up against the force commander. Lictor Alpha making himself a nuisance, has tied up some inquisitorial stormtroopers, no doubt those guys are trying to cap the VP over there. Lictor now turns around, these termigates gets shot to pieces. Might have overcommitted a little bit too early here, the Lictor Alpha, Marky. Lictor himself is infiltrated, now getting in amongst some guardsmen, that's good. Can he get backed up though by Lazy? You want to see this Lictor Alpha do well. It feels like the last few 3v3s I've seen a Lictor Alpha, he seems to have faded a little bit after all of his nerfs recently. Well, not recently, over the last year or so. Goes down there, I'm sure he's still fine in 1v1s. But in team games, he doesn't quite have the presence that he did. What's this? It's a force commander using his battle cry against some strike squad. It's double strike squad here from Villain. Looks like he lost his opening stormtrooper squad. Force commander will be persuaded to leave here, but can he get a model? No, he can't. Actually, he might go down because he needs to retreat through a bunch of stuff over here. Look at this. Gonna get shot down, I think. So they're both down over here. Farseer could get some big XP if she can get over here and revive both of these guys. Right now, she is fighting the east side against a Lord Commissar. Sentinel getting some repairs. Panzer Battalion also has a Sentinel. Great spearhead of your army as a tier 1 Imperial Guardsman. Soak up some damage, stomp stuff up. Warrior Brood here in a default melee state. Act as a detector unit, also give you that nice basic synapse, giving you some damage resistance and some suppression resistance, I believe, to your non-synapse creatures. Devastator's getting shot up and persuaded to leave. Pretty obvious choice against the Imperial Guard and Ordo Malleus. I believe the brother captain can get his Psychic Lash in tier 1 these days, which seems like a good way to deal with a Devastator squad. Still have my reservations about that thing being in tier 1 on a non-suppression hero. Just kind of stroll up and hey, get Psychic Lashed. But it was toned down a lot when it was moved into tier 1, I believe. Barb Strangler is up for the Warrior Brood. Awesome instant suppression weapon, big damage burst on it as well. Doing some serious damage to those strike squad. How did you get away with three models, fellas? Somehow. They do have their Nemesis focus. Do these guys also have it? They do. More health, more melee damage, and melee skill. Gives them a special attack and even more health if their Justicar is up in tier 2 also. Not sure I would have gone for that against Tyranids because they can crippling poison you, and we now have this Barb Strangler as well. Oh, looks like snipers are on the field for Lazy. Is he going to go double snipers? I guess if you have one, get two. Big burst damage to the Sentinel, help whittle it down. Take out some Strat Squad models as well. Looks like Marky has repurchased and will go for the revive on Lazy. Give him some XP, maybe even level him. The amount of XP you get from reviving was nerfed a few times. I think twice it was lowered. Lord Commissar, I think, is really struggling to approach this Eldar's army with the Shuriken. Not a lot of room to maneuver over here. Might want to go around. Farseer, I don't think she needs to run in here. Eats a stomp and will be forced to retreat. I think the Farseer had the advantage. Could have edged forward with the Shuriken slowly. Grenades and guide and lots of pew pew. and got towards the power. Maybe she wanted to get things moving before the Commissar got back onto the field there, the Farseer. Blue team have this contested VP on the west side. The victory points are all pretty close together on this map, so you do see some triples. 443 to 483 at this point. Players starting to think about going into tier 2. Devastator. Oh, I thought that was the Psychic Lash, but it's actually the Nemesis Vortex detonating there. Now detonates a lot quicker than it used to. Looks like it's still there. Oh no, it's just fading away. Also got the Nemesis Force Sword to buff his double strike squad, I suppose. There it is. There's we are, the hammer, the speed buff, the damage resistance, and because he has his sword, the brother captain himself also gets that nice speed buff. Those tactical marines are in a bad place. They do get away though. Kind of strolled through pretty easily there, the red team. Once the Devastator was off the field, wasn't that difficult to get in there. The Force Commander is back on his feet though, as is the Lictor Alpha, of course, having repurchased. East side looks pretty even. I see a webway gate up. The Farseer one can be used to make you infiltrate and become invisible, which is pretty handy. Khatrin will spot them though. Panzerbatallion has some Khatrins of his own running away here. Such a versatile infantry unit if you can use all their abilities effectively, which isn't easy. They got a whole bunch of stuff to use. Grenade launcher and provide explosive, smoke grenade, and they're a relatively kind of close range unit with their shotguns. Not the squishiest thing around, but if they're hit by a nasty AoE attack, especially tier 2 onwards, they can die pretty fast. So VP was decapped, but wasn't taken by the red team as they strolled through there. Villain did replace his stormtroopers, as I'm sure you've seen. Grenade launchers are up. Awesome disruption on demand. I want to see how these scouts turn out with those sniper rifles. Who are they targeting, really? Don't think you want to bother targeting guardsmen. Target the stormtroopers if nothing else. The medical sergeant up there for the Lord General. He's level 3 already. Carapace armor to stand firm. Suppression immunity, that's to combat the Devastator that's on the field somewhere. Where is it? It's right there. Lictor Alpha getting stuck into those strikes, but he doesn't have one of his power weapons up yet. But I'm sure we'll see one come tier 2. Now fighting the brother captain. Lictor Alpha doing a good job here. Can they hold this VP though? Stormtroopers down to just their sergeant and he runs the hell away. Not sure exactly what the sergeant gives them these days. More hit points and stuff obviously, but not sure if he boosts their health or anything like that. I don't think he does. But he's off the field anyway. Sentinel's pretty low. Flesh hook on the Khatrins. Lictor Alpha does escape, or does he? Strike squad in retreat path, uses some melee attacks and he goes down. The Toxin Sack Termagants tried to save him with a crippling poison, couldn't quite manage it. Sniper scouts doing their thing. Took a model off those guys. And blue team hold. Where's that Force Commander? Here he comes. Can try and get revived right now, which would be pretty handy. Might get him to level 3. Although maybe not, because the Lictor did not level off that first revive he did. Farseer here with the Doombringer and Spirit Stones. She has such great choices. And often what separates a good player from a great Farseer player is making the correct choices in terms of your war gear. So many options, so many... Talking about Khatrins having a lot of things to use, so does the Farseer, especially when she starts getting war gear. Straight away she has Guide and Fleet to juggle her energy usage. Trying to go after that contested power point in the middle, the blue team, but looks like they're going to get caught in an attack. These scouts are getting very low. Barely getting out there, did they? No, they did not get out of there actually. That's a big misplay from Lazy, I think, keeping them out there as the red team are closing in. Gotta be careful with those sniper scouts having to set up and tear down their heavy weapons, the sniper rifles. Red team again is kind of strolling through, seem to catch the blue team on a front step there, out of position. Devastator's getting knocked over. Just keeping his strike squad and melee stance, hunting down Marines. Can they get a model off those guys with one more hit? I don't think so. 443 to 360. And we have a Vindicator Assassin on the way in tier 2 for Villain. what's going on the east side. Broken through has Undeath on the power here with an autocannon heavy weapon squad. It's going to be pretty painful. Falcon is up though. And grenades in their face, almost wiping them out. Sentinel and a Chimera backing up this Imperial Guard army. But they are out of there. Didn't even have time to get into their Chimera. Don't think they have Commissars. No, they don't. So they can't break that retreat. Contested power here is going to be shot down, I suppose. Doesn't want to steal it? Guess not. Uh-oh. Scout's getting way too close to our angry brother captain, who's level 2. He does have the psychic lash as well. Doesn't tell me the range of this here. But it's pretty decent, I think. I believe it also does damage, although it doesn't mention it on that tooltip. Basically like a magical flesh hook. Here's that Vindicator Assassin, not sure what he's up to. Needs to set up and take him shots. There we go, boom. Big bursts of damage from that guy. Good against all targets. Devastators go down. Really bad fight for the blue team, I think. Lazy in particular. He rushed to tier 3 and got the Terminator Force Commander on the field. We'll see if that was a good choice. Did not even realise he was doing that. Lictor Alpha went down as a bad few minutes there for blue team on this side. Force Commander's here, but he's all alone, taking tons of shots. Needs to run away. Plasma Cannon on the way here. Tactical Marines are still around, but dropped 2 models. Tier 3 for Villain. Vrohk with some Warp Spiders on the way. Looks like they bashed that power effectively. Lord Commissar fully kitted out with Power Sword, Bionic Eye, and Stubbornness here. Lots of pew-pew from the Eldar still. Got disrupted by the Khatrins, but if you can't follow it in, was there much point in doing that? Why? I guess the Falcon is keeping Undeath from just loading everything into the Chimera and driving through the Shuriken. The Falcon will do good damage to all targets. Red team have the VP here. 377 to 354, very even and close on the actual VP counter at top of your screen. Tyrant Guard on the field for Marky Mark. Big chunk of super heavy infantry armor, some powerful melee damage. Gonna get in there, soak up some shots, and rip things apart, I guess. Barb Shranker doing its thing as well. Goes right after the Vindicator Assassin. You can get some upgrades to make him a little bit tougher, the Vindicator Assassin, but he does start pretty damn squishy. Force Commander gets a revive. Lictor Alpha needs to be careful. He's got his deadly jump. Also his feeder tendrils, which are a power melee weapon, goes down again. Not sure if he even realised he was on the field. Back up there. Drop pod. Is this lazy? It is not a drop pod. It's Lazy's Terminators. Looking pretty dapper, I must say, in this Lunar Wolf scheme. Recolored black. Force Commander has to run away from some pesky Strike Squad fellas. Don't have their Justicar squad leader yet. Happy to fight some Terminators there who took a bunch of damage, actually. Capillary Tower. Another kind of messy engagement for the blue team. Red team seems to be coming out on top. On that west side, Ortark dropped in by Vrohk, getting her spear up. Executioner Spear. It's a power melee weapon, unlike the Banshee one, but still pretty effective at killing stuff. Tyrant Guard, are you going to get away? Strike Squad dropping a model back into the shield wall mode he goes. Giving some energy regen and vehicle armor while it's active. The Vindicator Assassin with his turbo penetrator rounds could damage that Tyrant Guard. Not sure if that would be enough though as it heals up. What is this? Oh, Paladins coming in from Villain. You have Terminators, I have Paladins, he says. These guys with heavy melee Nemesis Demon Hammers and kind of a bad attitude really. Going after these Terminators or taking one down. Holy Grounds they have as well, but they need to pay for it. So they won't have it as soon as they come onto the field. Not sure what this Terminator Force Commander hopes to do here. It's going to get owned. Plasma Cannon shot going in from where? Down here, I guess. Oh, from over there. Oh, it's a good hit. Tyrant Guard might live. Paladins are getting their Incinerator up. I don't think they can... Can they still get a side cannon? I'm not sure, actually. Used to be able to run around with a side cannon and those hammers, and it was pretty freaking scary. Farseer with her rune armor. Psychic Storm is so good. But again, she has to juggle so many abilities. Wow. That shuriken did not last long. Jumping in there, the Autarch. And there's that Psychic Storm. Down goes the Farseer though. Oh, the Khatrin's going to get away? No, they don't. We're trying to get back to the Chimera, I think. Autarch has been left idle. Did she wipe out the... No, they got into the Chimera. Here they are now. Some messy fights on this east side, but some pretty fun fights too. Vrohk is still around. Lord Commissar, level 5. He's doing well. Can't get close to those warp spiders though. Look at that damage. That's some stubbornness up. Uh-oh, Autarch's going to die. Down she goes. So often, people lose her, kind of overestimating her ability to stay in the fights. Or just losing track of her. Lictor Alpha goes down again. A few times we've seen... He's not even level 2 yet, this guy. Carnifex on the way. Khatrin on the way for Panzer. Already has some on the field too. These guys are elite ranged tier 3 infantry for Imperial Guard. To get some nice weapon upgrades. I'm guessing some plasma guns for at least one of these guys. Power being bashed now by red team. They look pretty solid really. But there's a Predator tank. Carnifex on the way. There's still some threats to them on the field, that's for sure. Can he revive this Lictor though? Turbo penetrator rounds loaded in by the Vindicator. Good damage to vehicles and such. Ouch. Got a rear armor hit there and another one. And there's that I don't remember what it's called. But it reveals the target for a few seconds. Oh, down it goes. Well done, Terminator Force Commander. Took him down there. But can he live long enough to get the revive? He does. Lictor Alpha gets the hell out of there. And now he's fighting some Paladins. Tank getting shots. Needs to run away. He's going to go down and does go down. I guess the teleporter was on cooldown. Khatrin here. Looks like he cancelled the second one. Going for a Baneblade. Fair enough. Interceptors on the field now for Villain with some side cannons. Teleporting in. Trying to finish off the tank. And they do, but do they get away? Looks like they're going to be alright. Tactical Marines do have a plasma gun. Wow, and they are racking up some damage here. Paladins want some violence. Tyrant Guard not afraid to engage there. Where's that Carnifex at? Here it is. Going for Thornback. Giving it some extra hit points and a nice charge. Can also spawn Rippers up to 1750 hit points with the Thornback. Lots of dead stuff over here. Looks like Imperial Guard are doing okay. Not sure why they're not bashing this generator over here. We'll see if Vrohk can recover. Looks like they have some Seer Council. Tyrant Guard getting chased. Triple cap here for red. Looking pretty good for him. Looking pretty good. Baneblade now on the field as well. Look at this thing. Might need an Eldritch to deal with that. Uh oh. That was Psychic Lash pulling one in the Warrior Brood out of position. Thornback on the chase. Lictor Alpha goes down again. This is level 2 now. That Carnifex might have chased too far. Because now the Baneblade can chase it back. And there's Paladins around somewhere. Oh, and Interceptors too. I think this is a dead Carnifex for sure. Tier 3 now for Undeath. Lazy getting some Devastators up. Oh, the Carnifex lives, charging through. Look at that. Baneblade did not chase him. 1-to-1 cap now. Tactical Marines using their fast capping to get some wreck points going as well. Don't think we've really seen any power bashing from the blue team, but they're holding on here. Wow, that was a nice plasma cannon shot. This strike squad is very, very low. But the captain not pleased, losing his men and gets shot to death himself. What is a Villain doing here? He's going to lose his strike squad. He's going to lose all of his strike squad. Down they go. Big misplay. Where are the Paladins? They're back at base. That was bizarre. Very bizarre. Interceptors now moving back. 63 to 337 on the VPs. 1-to-1 cap here. Villain needs to try and recover. Baneblade now under threat. That's a haywire. And a whole bunch of Eldar. There's a Psychic Storm. I don't think it'll do much damage to the Baneblade. That's a rocket run, which is bad news for Tyranids. Trying to formation. Can they deal with this Baneblade right here, right now? Maybe they can. Maybe they can, and they do. 63 to 337. Blue team right back into this. Villain getting some more interceptors here. Is that tank still up for lazy? No. That tank did go down. Leman Russ, another Baneblade as well for panzerbatallion. 1-to-1 cap here. Las cannon for lazy. Just be careful. Does get away. Interceptors with their sergeant or Justicar, whatever it's called. These days he gets a side cannon as well. He didn't used to get one, which was weird. And more interceptors. Carnifex lived. Got no sign of another one quite yet. Needs a, like 30 power or something. Human Russ is going to hit the field. Baneblade on the way. Something here is the Commissar trying to cap Blue Team's natural. Got shot to pieces with Doom on him. Kicking off on this contested VP again. Paladins on the Carnifex. That's an orbital kicking off in the background as well. So they might come and join those guardsmen. It's an orbital, I guess, from Villain. Yeah, must have been. Got some Tyranid stuff. Not sure if it actually killed anything. Seemed to be a strange time to use it with his allies coming in. But here's the Eldar again. There's that time field as well. Armor of the Assyrian from the Farseer, level 6. Spirit Stone's heal thrown in there too. I'm not sure if this is a good engagement for her, but she's going in. There's an orbital. That must be from Lazy. Picked up some stuff, that's for sure. Can it actually kill anything? These guys are not retreating, so they're going to take a lot of damage. Lord General lives. Boom, those guys weren't quite close enough to the beam to be finished off completely. Carnifex struggling to move. Now turns around and smacks those Paladins around. I think they're reinforcing off the Chimera. 49 to 337. Grenades going in on the Chimera. Almost finished it off there. Crazy fight for Vrohk to take, but they did really well. Took the Chimera out, put a lot of pressure on. Opened up the opportunity for that orbital as well. So saw an opportunity and took it there, Vrohk, and did well. Las Cannon now doing its thing. Plasma Cannon also big damage on that Leman Russ. Cyclone Missile Launcher. Blue team more than holding on here to a 2-to-1 cap. Wow, Baneblade taking some rear armor hits. I think he's a ground target in that thing now. Well, here comes the Brother Captain's army. Where's the Brother Captain? Oh, he's down. He's not going to get revived there anytime soon either. So the setup teams are off the field. Venom Cannon Carnifex here for Marky Mark. Doesn't want to get caught in melee by Paladins. And that's a couple of crack grenades in on it too. From those interceptors. Carnifex. Wow, the Carnifex got ripped apart. Does it live? Does not live. Here's the Thornback. Can they get those Paladins out of there? As in dead. Maybe not right now. Time field. Shutting down the Baneblade's weapons. Carnifex. Oh, one more hit from the Carnifex. Might have done it on those Paladins. Oh, maybe not. Would have taken a few more hits. 49-284 on the VPs. Blue team holding on. Triple interceptors here for Villain. No sign of Grey Knight Terminators then, I guess. We have a D cannon on the way. Another plasma cannon for Lazy. Force Commander's done really well. Now has the assault cannon. And amongst the devastation, the blue team continue to hold this VP. Is it time for red to go all in on this one here? Try to split them up a bit. Because you see Vrohk now coming over and just sitting here with the rest of his team. It's not good for red. Where's that Lictor Alpha? He's over there. Baneblade still in play. Big shots on these Marines. Not sure what they were doing standing there. Guess you got to stand somewhere, right? Not a lot of safety around these pots. Commissar trying to get a cap but gets knocked off it by the plasma cannon. Eldar striking again. That a rocket run it is. Eldritch on the Baneblade, but isn't anything there to follow it up really? I'm not sure. You see the Force Commander chasing down some interceptors in the background there on the left. Some really nice grenades. He's thrown some really good grenades in amongst some mayhem. Has Vrohk getting hit by a rocket run. Got away okay, but that little offensive from the Eldar had stopped the red team rolling in and trying to retake. The Baneblade is now beleaguered. We have a Venom brewed up by Marky Mark. Another D cannon on the way by Vrohk. 49 to 219. Paladins moving in. Those tactical marines need to run the hell away. They're keeping them off it. They're not really getting close to that VP, are they? What is this? Is that a singularity? It was. Badly placed singularity. Warrior Brood getting torn up by Paladins, and they might get on the VP now. Looks like they've worn them down enough to get on it, I think. Baneblade is getting repairs. Chimera is still there, providing some reinforcement too. And this Carnifex getting chased down. Down it goes. Marky Mark just keeping it in there a little bit too long. And they've pushed through, I think. Backing off here is Vrohk. On the VP are some Khatrin. Level 3 Khatrin as well. Sink kill there on the scouts. Are you going to cap, fellas? There we go. Stand firm buff. That's a time field, maybe into a singularity. Yes. Pulls them off the cap and turns them into pieces of red stuff. Demolisher cannon going off. Oh. And the Emperor's Wrath too. Triple interceptors is painful. See what it does to these tactical marines here. Look at that. And these are not super leveled up for interceptors either, I don't think. Can you get this VP, red team? 49 to 157. I think the Commissar's trying to cap it and is being blocked by his Baneblade. There we go. See a council trying to mix things up. That was a creeping barrage by panzerbatallion. Marky Mark trying to recover with the Carnifex, but it might be too late. Might need to send some things up the center there, blue team. Gonna see a council disrupting the crap out of everything, but bit off a little bit more than they could chew. Interceptors there switching to their melee weapons, which they can do. I believe they're regular melee weapons, not power weapons, but I could be super wrong. Demolisher cannon, nicely timed. If that hit flush, I wonder if that would have finished them off there. Can you cap here, red team? Blue team held on for so long, so well. Lictor Alpha runs the hell away. Level 2, that guy, with pheromones up. Another time field into a singularity. And quite rightly retreats the hell out of there. Are you going to cap, red team? I guess the plasma cannons shots are stopping them from doing so. Villain saying that it's got the sound bug, which is pretty unfortunate. For those that don't know, that means the game's going to crash for them pretty soon. 49 to 147. 1-to-1 cap. 4 interceptors here for Villain. A bit more of a varied army might have been good. Interceptors are cool and everything. Oh, there's the Holy Grounds. for the Paladins. Blue team have retaken the VP. Here comes the Paladins to try and do something about it. That's a Manticore strike from Undeath. Paladins are tanking this out. Is that Doom on them? I think it is Doom. That was Emperor's Wrath. Just absolute mayhem here. Absolute mayhem. Ouch. His Terminators have done really well with the Cyclone Missile Launcher. Lord Commissar now trying to cap. Red team have not had this VP for ages now. And they've been trying. Here comes the army of Interceptors. Nicely blobbed up for a nuke. Look at that. Just edging forward the Imperial Guard. And it's Khatrin now that are capping. And these guys cap faster, I believe. Once they have their Sergeant. Singularity. I think Marky just lost too much stuff. And they kind of buckled after that. And haven't been able to hold. But look at this. Lictor Alpha doing some capping. Just as I was talking about Marky. He's being sneaky over here. He might actually finish that. Oh no, he's not. He needs to run away. Maybe. Oh, there we go. They have taken this, but now needs to get their natural back, and they need to hold it. Land Raider Redeemer coming on the way for Lazy. Another D cannon for Vrohk. That's the third one I've seen him have. Although only one on the field right now. Where are the webways? There's one here. I think that's the only one that I can see. There's a 2-to-1 for red. Is that going to be enough? Some warp spiders wiped out over there. Army of Interceptors coming in. Found something to shoot at. Get the plasma cannon off the field for, at least. And now teleport off. 35 to 136. Terminators doing their thing. Trying to cap. That's a big, big ask. Wow. Emperor's Wrath just absolutely disintegrated them then. They did get a decap. That's something. Blue team somehow are still in this game. Somehow. What is this? It's the Manticore moving up. Sea Council fighting some Interceptors and ripping them apart too. Force Commander getting stuck in too. Baneblade's been kind of timid. I haven't seen it on the front line soaking up damage very often. I guess that would get it killed. But they need to hold that VP. Just saw Canticle of Absolution around here. That was what was given those Interceptors that energy regen. It's a global ability of the brother captain. Now getting some Grey Knight Terminators is Villain, who may have dropped by this point if he did have the sound bug. Land Raider Redeemer on the field for Lazy. Mark him up, recovering with double Venom Brood here. Maybe go after the Baneblade with it. There's a Lehman Rust though. Red team just cannot get and hold this VP. Here comes some Paladins. Plasma cannons are a massive pain in the arse. There's that Land Raider too, so they can all retreat back to that if they activate it. Time Field, another Eldritch. Hits really, really well, but can they follow it up? The Venom Brooder right there. Doom on the Paladins, and I think they're going to finish off the Paladins. They do finish them off. Villain capitulating here, but it is most likely because we're seeing the AI controlling here, which is unfortunate. Farseer goes down, she's level 10. Baneblade goes down. The fighting does not stop. Look at the state of the ground over here. I think maybe, well, when Villain was still around, pretty sure he's not on the field anymore. But using those Interceptors in melee to get these setup teams off the field quickly would have been a good usage of them, I think. Spore Mines being annoying. 31 to 136 on the VPs. Marky Mark getting another Carnifex up. Blue team are capping over here. Or are they? Yes. Ouch, that was Emperor's Wrath. Doesn't disrupt the Terminators though. Did a whole bunch of damage, but didn't knock them over. Here's those Grey Knight Terminators. Those splash damage power melee halberds. Red team coming for blue team's natural. So what they got to do, put pressure on multiple areas if they can. Here comes the Seer Council. Double Dire Avengers. They must have been level 4. They are. Seer Council might be level 4. They are. Time they're being called in. It's some more Paladins here for Villain. AI being kind of smart over here if this is the AI. Calling them in to defend this VP. Time Field messing things up. She's not even disabled. She doesn't even have to channel that thing. It's such a good ability, especially in the team game. She's retaking that VP though. Blue team have the west side, 31 to 120. Another Baneblade on the way here. The third one for panzerbatallion. Some late game Khatrins for Undeath to defend the VP, I suppose. Not sure if red team are going to be able to get on this VP. Grey Knight Terminator is backing off. Paladin staying in for now. Bang. These plasma cannons, how much kills do they have? These guys are level 4. These guys come out later in level 2. I guess they're only guardsmen. They're there to die. This VP is still uncapped, fellas. Triple D cannons for Vrohk. Orbital from someone. I don't know who that was. I'm guessing it's lazy to keep the red team off here. Unless the villain spotted something. Look at this. Terminator Force Commander switched to Lightning Claws. This will be fun. Go toe to toe with those Grey Knight fellas. Paladins have dropped a model. March with the Carnifexes here. Are they both Thornbacks? I guess they are. Yes, they are. But are you going to take your VP back, blue team? The Lictor has misclicked, I think, because he's not capping. There we go. They're not just defending, they're pushing the red team off here. Red team in disarray. Terminator Force Commander is persuaded to leave. That is a strange retreat path. I guess he's trying to get back to the Land Raider over here, that's why. It's going to be so hard to take that VP back with double plasma cannons and a whole bunch of D cannons over there. Oh, Lazy, I think, lost his Terminators. Yeah, that's where they were, and they're gone. 2 to 1 cap, 31 to 105 on the VPs. Carnifex getting hits on the Baneblade, now the third Baneblade, I should say. Looks like it will survive. And red team do. Blue team are stacked right now. Level 4 Seer counts up to 3,800 hit points with Farseer support. She has her Spirit Stones too. I think red team are done for. Blue team really got their act together. Aside from maybe this Lictor Alpha, who has died a lot. It's hard for him though. It's tough on the old Lictor. There's always going to be something around that can detect you, most likely late game in a 3v3. It's hard for him to close the gap safely. Land Raider's sitting right here. Come at me, he's saying. Still a 2 to 1. Khatrin on the way. Some more Grey Knight Terminators on the way for Villain. Land Raider now getting stuck in with its weapons as the Commissar tries to cap. Can't quite get the decap though. 31 to 57. Baneblade getting close to some Carnifexes. They're going to weigh in some melee attacks. Paladins could try and teleport in on this VP. But I guess they're going to stand and fight. Might have saved the Baneblade, but can they save themselves? Terminator's got out of there. Paladin's teleporting out as well. Baneblade being chased pretty hard. Carnifex is running right. Need some more anti-vehicle, red team. You've got Leman Rust, but it's not moving over here. Triple Carnifexes from Marky Mark. All of them Thornback. Still the 2-1. They now have a VP lead for the first time in ages. Does Marky Mark now have the sound bug? Dawn of Bugs too. Terminator Force Commander lives. Yes. The health regen. No. Goes down. I think it was a Leman Russ got the last shot. Marky Mark might be out of there, but it might be enough. He might have done enough with all these Carnifexes. They're going to win with a 2-1 cap, I think. Oh no, there's the 1-1. Red team back in it with a cap over here. From these Grey Knight Terminators, there's a rocket run. My frame rate does not like this at all. Look at the devastation. Absolutely mayhem. They've stopped it on a 1-1. Another rocket run there. That's actually hitting your own fellas. I think you just killed your allied Grey Knight Terminators. Here come Assault Terminators for lazy that are capping. And that might be enough. Because they are fresh. So they should be able to withstand fire enough to take it, I think. What a crazy ending. What a crazy ending. They are not. They're now fighting. I think they got knocked off the cap by the Carnifex there. You kind of pathed into them and stopped them capping. Villain down to just some interceptors somewhere. Here they are. Getting some more Grey Knight Terminators. But I think the Assault Terminators have got this. Single cap, yes. And look at this as well. Farseer decapping the natural. And they do have it, the blue team. Wow. Absolutely crazy. Level 3 Lictor Alpha there. Level 10. She was level 10 for ages, the Farseer. Level 8 Lord Commissar. Level 10 Lord Drenel did have a sniper rifle at the end there. And a level 5 Brother Captain who may have dropped like 10 minutes ago or whatever it was. 7 to 10 minutes ago. The AI seemed to do alright. Spent all of the resources on Terminators, I think. But seemed to like move them around and teleport them around relatively intelligently. Baneblade was still up too. So it was unfortunate for the drops, but still one hell of a 3v3. And thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.